Hey guys, it's Brianna with The Nocturnal. We're here at the AFI Festival, kicking it off with the Queen and Slim premiere.
Let's do it.
Why was this film important to make as your feature film debut?
I just feel like I wanted to write something that felt like a battle cry, that felt like protest art. And it was just a space I was in. I was feeling very traumatized. I was feeling like I didn't have a voice. And I think me sitting down at my laptop reminded me that not only do I have a voice, but I'm a voice in this world and I deserve to be heard.
This is your first feature film that you've written.
Correct.
How does that feel? And also working with Lena, this is also her first feature
Yeah.
that she's directed. So
Yeah.
powerful Black women that are writer-director. How did this even come about?
I just knew she was the one who directed. I wrote the script, and while I was writing it, I knew she was it. You know, when I was done, I was really sure. And she read it, and I'm so grateful that she decided to make it her first movie. I actually didn't even think about the first movie of it all. I just was like, okay, this is what I'm writing. It's a feature. Let's see what happens.
Right.
And it just turned into Queen and Slim. And I'm really grateful to God for using me. And I leaned on my people. I mean, I really leaned on us. Our experiences, our vibe, our cadence, how we walk through the world. Black people were my muse.
You
for
were
this.
inspired by Set It Off, I know, in films from like the early 90s,
Oh, yeah.
Menace to Society, films
Right.
that we grew up on.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how those films played a part in the
Oh
writing
man,
of this.
I mean, so many movies. You know, Just Another Girl in the IRT, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, Love Jones, which gets a reference in the movie because I love it so much. Every Black movie I've ever seen has inspired me, and this is sort of me putting my stamp on it and hopefully moving it forward a little bit and doing something a little different, something that feels a little daring and dangerous.
Yes.
I like not being polite. This movie is not polite.
Okay.
Do you think that countries are safer now for people of color? Like with
Safer?
after Black Lives Matter and everything?
I don't know if this country is safer for people of color. I think people of color go to war every day when they walk out their door. And at some point, we got to stop being soldiers. At some point, we want to be human beings.
And
We can do one more question for the group.
and why was it important to include elements of comedy? I've heard a lot of people laughed, and the elements of Black love that are not just about violence, but showcasing those things as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, because I wanted to show us as fully fledged human beings, and also I got my start in comedy, so I can't help but do that every now and then. But I like mixing the two. I like having a funny moment with a dark moment, a quiet moment with a loud moment. I want to kind of keep people moving and bobbing and weaving because I think that kind of gives you a full experience. Yeah.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jodie.
Nice to meet you. What drew you into this role? You're playing Junior.
Yes, what drew me, really the script. The script was very well written. Before this, I read the script. I really read about it on Twitter, and I was like, this would be cool to be a part of. And here I am. You know what I'm saying? And shooting it was amazing, and yeah, it was just awesome.
And getting to work with Daniel and Jodie, what was that experience like?
Amazing. They embraced me right off the bat, which I wasn't expecting. I was like, okay, I just hope that they're, decent. You know what I'm saying? I know they're going to be amazing actors and artists, but I hope that they're decent people, and they exceeded my expectations. Everybody did, really. I was, you just come there to do a job, and then you end up creating amazing and beautiful bonds with so many different people. So it was really incredible.
And how important was it for you to take on this role? I mean, we're living in a time that's crazy. It's been crazy for a while, especially for Black people, always pretty much. What does it mean to be a part of a film that just highlights this experience and kind of sheds even more light on police brutality?
It's amazing. For me, it's a dream come true because, that's all I've been passionate about my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I remember, going downtown in Atlanta, where I'm from, and advocating for, different things and just really being on the front lines with my parents. And so to be a part of it and also to tell the story and through my art and through my work, it's beautiful. It's an amazing opportunity.
And what kind of direction did Melina give you to help you prepare for the role and lead you through this whole experience?
Yeah. Melina is a natural nurturer, I like to call her, and I don't even think she realizes that. She just empowers. It's just her gift, I believe. I'm very grateful to have been directed by her, and all of her direction was beautiful. It was spot on, and it was exactly what I needed. Very poignant. Yeah.
Amazing. And any other projects you want to tease coming
I have
up?
a film called Charm City Kings that's coming out in 2020, and I'm very excited about more news and just for the world to see that story as well. So yeah.
Amazing. It was great meeting you, Jai. Thank you.
You'll come right here in the center.
Hello.
Hello. Tell us about hanging out at Costco to prep for this, and did you get lots of free samples?
I didn't get no free samples. They didn't give me nothing. I just hung out with the manager. He was really cool.
Okay.
He was just telling me about hoods in Cleveland. He was just chilling out. We was just chilled out. And then like, let me use the employee toilet. He was a really nice guy.
You read the script and fell in love with it. What made you fall in love with this story?
The simplicity of it. I think people don't realize how hard simplicity is. And the accessibility of it. It feels like anyone could just sit down and watch it. You don't have to go film school to understand what Melina is showing or what Lena is saying. And it just spoke to me. It just spoke to me. And I love the Tinder element and the love story.
Hi. Hi. So this felt very intense and raw, and it's almost scary how real it feels. What was it that drew you to this?
The story, the script was just incredible, and like the minute that I read it, I was just like, wow. I mean, I want to be a part of this, and obviously who was attached. I mean, Melina Matsoukas, I'd already been a fan of hers from before. To be a part of her first feature was like, okay, how do I get in on this? And then Daniel, I mean, it was just everything. It ticked every single box.
So in the current context, do you think it's really important to tell those type of stories?
I do. I think, number one, it's a story that hasn't been seen before, so it's important to, not be telling the same stories over and over again. And then I think, the message of it, whatever anyone's going to take from it, I think the fact that it's going to make people think and have conversations, it's important, especially right now.
This is your first time being the lead in a feature film. Also, Melina's first time directing and Lena's first time writing. How does that make you feel that we all are women of color and basically killing it?
I mean, definitely nervous. It's like there is that desire to make sure that you want to be excellent, you want to show up and fucking kill it, But it also made me feel just like privileged and honored. There was a sacredness to the project because of that. I wanted to really do the best that I could and really just surrender to the whole thing.
Tell me what it was like being part of this film.
Oh man, being part of the film. Well, my scene that I was actually a part of shot in New Orleans, Louisiana, which is where I'm from. So be able to bring the magic of Hollywood to Louisiana in such a huge fashion, huge scale like this film is, this production, it was amazing. And also for the movie to being helmed by Black female writer, a Black female director, Black female lead, just Black excellence all around. I really believe after Black Panther premiered, we told the world that Black audiences, Black films can do just as well as the white films. And to see something like this, I mean, again, helmed by such creative Black artists is truly breathtaking. And at the Chinese theater, it doesn't get any better than this, right?
And I guess in this climate that we're living in, what does it mean that this film is kind of like protest art? What do you hope that audiences take away from it?
I hope they take a sense of perspective, and not being so quick to judge. A lot of people that I was reading in the comments on social media after they witnessed the Daniel shoot the cop, they didn't want to watch it anymore because they thought, oh, what are we supporting police brutality police murders or whatever? But I was like, no, it's nothing about that whatsoever. It's about Black love and the world burning around them while them trying to be sane, them trying to survive, them electing to choose freedom over imprisonment, over enslavement. So I think that's what it is. It's a race. It's a fight for life, fight for Black love, and I mean, the survival tactics are on point, right?
Yeah. And I mean, you're talking about Black love. Speak to that experience of why that's also so important to include in a movie.
It's as Black African Americans, there's so many distractions, so many oppositions that are in our way of love, and this is just a testimony to it, of how strong and how unifying and how camaraderie Black love is. So yeah, I think it's pretty awesome.
And people are already loving you in this. What else can we see you in soon?
Actually, I have a nice role in the new Paramount Network show Paradise Lost. It's directed by Nima Barnett, so I'm not sure actually when that premieres, but be on the lookout for it.
We'll be waiting.
I appreciate
Nice
it so much.
meeting
Thank
you.
you guys.
Yeah,
Nice to
thank
meet
you.
too.
You're here tonight. You're a part of this film.
I am.
Why was this such a great project to sign up for?
I'm just blessed. I did not know that Queen and Slim would be Queen and Slim when I booked the role. The name of my character is Older Black Man. What does that tell you? Doesn't tell you anything. But when I booked the role and read the script, I knew then that I was going to be a part of something powerful, something that had not been done before, some groundbreaking material from two beautiful sisters, Lena Waithe and Melina Matsukas, both first time out. Lena is her first feature film screenplay and Melina is her first feature film directorial debut. And they picked me, little old boy from way uptown in the 13th Ward in New Orleans, and I'm in the film standing here on this red carpet talking to you. God's my agent, man. God is my agent. So I'm glad to be a part of it, and wherever this journey takes me, I am so very humbled and grateful because of it.
I love that. And you're obviously a black male, and we love black males in society. Can you talk about maybe the personal experiences that you pulled out to maybe help you with this role?
For the role of the older black man, I look to my grandfather, I look to Mr. Ransom, I look to my dad, I look to the men in my church and in my community. Men, being born with a penis and testicles gives you automatic inclusion into the club of male. To become a man, in my very humble opinion, capital M-A-N, you have to be accepted. You have to do something. That's not automatic inclusion. I drew from the men in my life. When you see the character of the older black man, he's probably one of the only opposite voices in the movie as opposed to the people who made them heroes. But that's not because he does not respect what they did or understand truly what they did, but his perspective is a bit different because he knows the aftermath. He's lived long enough to know what will happen to those of us who were not made heroes in response to your heroic efforts. You didn't mean them to be heroic, you just did what you did at the time. It's people who deem them heroic. And when you become a hero, sometimes you also become a target.
Wow, that was very powerful. How excited are you to be here tonight?
I'm so excited. Yes, it's Queen and Slim. I kind of feel like it's our millennial melanated Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering, like, how Bonnie and Clyde are we getting?
How Bonnie and Clyde are we getting?
How Bonnie and Clyde are you ready to get?
I mean, I'm pretty down for an adventure and escaping. I'm down for the ride.
Down for the ride tonight.
I am.
Me too. I'm ready to see this.
And I mean, I think this film tackles Black love, and maybe can you speak to that experience of Black love and why it's so important to see it on the screen?
Gosh, I love to see different versions of Black love because I feel like all those evolutions, especially in the eyes of Black women, are really experienced.
Yeah.
Like our experience is just a little bit different, and that needs to be told from a lot of different lenses, you know. And when it's at the helm of Black women, it's going to come from a very authentic space, regardless if it's even adventurized, if that makes sense.
Very true. And we hear you're on a new show with the secret little Tyler Perry.
I don't know that guy. Who's Tyler?
He just like opened the biggest studio ever somewhere in Georgia?
Just, casual things.
Casually.
Yeah, Tyler gave me a shot, Novi Brown, Tyler Perry, like those things are going to be connected forever and ever and ever. Like I'm so super just grateful, and to be in a space where I see a lot of Black creatives really thriving and doing what they're doing at a really high professional rate, and no one films like Mr. Perry does. I don't know if you've heard about our schedule or anything like that.
Little tight, little.
But it's like the acting Olympics, which if you're a creative or any artist, you can really gather a lot from that, So yeah, every Wednesday night, it's kind of like a Sex in the City,
Okay, we like that.
you know, with a little dash of power.
Oh, power is great. Power is fun. And then can you tell us about this look that you're donning? I mean, this green, it's popping.
You know, all of this is actually vintage. I went to a vintage shop here in LA and I got it thrifting for $10.
A bargain shopper with style.
You know what I'm saying? Look, listen, it's confidence that's key, okay? I did my own hair, I did my own makeup. We are a DIY type of chick. That's how we do things around here.
If I was going to be in Bonnie and Clyde, I would want her to be on my ride, for sure.
I got you. We're gonna be flying all the way through.
I'm a huge fan of All American. Hello, Mr. Jordan Baker.
Thank you. Hello.
What does it mean for you to be here tonight supporting this film?
I think it means a lot. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Like I was saying earlier, this film is not just it's not just an everyday film, if you will. I think it's a film that speaks volumes, and it speaks to the climate that we're in currently in America. And I love that aspect, and I love being able to kind of see the stories of people and have them brought to the screen. I think it's amazing.
And I feel like on your show as well, you guys tackle a lot of the same kind of topics that are here. I mean, your character got pulled over
Yeah.
in an episode.
Yeah, episode 3 from season 1. That we do have some similarities, and that's one of the reasons I love my show so much, is because we do tell the true side of things. I think as much as we can, being on the CW, but we tell the true side of things, which I love.
And what can you tease for us about All American? I mean, I'm a fan, so I mean, what can you give me what's coming our way?
Well, let's see. Episode 5 just aired. I'm trying to think about, make sure I don't spoil anything.
You got you.
Jordan's going to kind of start to turn things around.
Yeah.
As we see him in episode 5 kind of reconnect with Billy, and that's going to happen all due to this baby that Simone has dropped on him. And as far as everything else, we're going to see some sadness. Episode 7, bring your tissues. It's going to be a sad one. That's all I can say.
Well, thank you so much. It's so nice meeting
You
you.
as well. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Can you tell me, I guess, what inspired the art installation?
I wanted to create a sculpture that empowered women in film. And so it's called Changing the Chairs. And the sculpture is literally 22 chairs to 1 chair, which represents the ratio of men to women in the top 100 grossing films. And so, but I wanted to kind of create that 1 chair that represents women and turn it into a throne. And I love creating art that is socially conscious about the environment and humanity's relationship to each other, but also about female empowerment. And I think that's what other women should be doing with each other.
We should definitely have each other's backs. Totally. And off of that, I'm gonna go sit in the chair later.
Yeah,
what do you want me to feel? What do you want anyone
I
who
want you
fits
to
in that?
feel what you want to feel. Like think about the light inside of you. That how would the world benefit if you were given a chance to shine? That's what I want you to think.
I'm wanting to know, as the inaugural fellow for AFI, what are your takes on the piece of art here and having more women directors? What do you think about that?
I mean, have you gotten to sit?
No, I'm planning on it. I told Kate, the creator, that I was going to do it.
I think what's so beautiful about showcasing so many women from so many different fields, but also having such an amazing installation where you can actually take seat in your own power. For me, I'm somebody who comes from a super impoverished background, and I'm Latina, and I've always been super about trying to get stories which dispelled the images of Latinos, and especially in the United States. I feel like, especially now, even it's gotten just worse and worse during this last administration, unfortunately, of the images that you're used to seeing in media when you associate Latinos or Mexican Americans. It's like we're running or we're hiding, or they're talking about us being rapists and druggists and thieves and all of these things, and to be able to take a seat on that chair that feels like a throne, and to feel the empowerment that it is to be a female storyteller that's hopefully going to get some access to be able to change the story for the people that I associate with, and want to broaden the scope of how they're seen. It's kind of an emotional experience to take a seat in it. I can't wait for you to sit in it.
I cannot believe how many amazing stars were on this carpet. Definitely comment, like, and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts below. Bye!